Hi friends, hope you are doing well. I'm Dr. Ganguly. Welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to talk about the DAAD Prime postdoc. And essentially this is an interesting postdoc which is given by the German federal government, and this is open to German citizens as well as citizens of all foreign countries with respect to Germany. So essentially whoever you are in the world, if you have done a PhD, you can apply for this DAAD Prime postdoc. Now this postdoc is open to all fields, so whether you are in social science, humanities, sciences or engineering, you can apply for this postdoc. The interesting thing about this postdoc is that it is for 18 months, of which you spend 6 months in Germany and 12 months out of Germany. So this 12 months is typically spent in a country in the European Union. Now one of the objectives about this postdoc is to integrate the people into the German research system. So it is expected that if you do this postdoc of 18 months, at the end of this period you will start working at a German university. So that's one of the aims of this postdoc. So now let's look at the details, starting with funding and so on. So essentially you get a stipend of 4,000 to 5,000 euros per month, and whenever you are staying out of Germany, there is a special expatriate stipend given to you which is extra, and that is 1,200 to 2,000 euros per month. Now the fellowship will also provide you travel costs between your country Germany and to this host institution and to the other institution and so on, and various other benefits are also included which are typical for most postdoc situations. Now there are some important requirements about this country you choose beside Germany. Now this country you choose should not be a country where you have spent the last 12 months before you have applied for this position. So you can be in a different country and then apply for this postdoc, but what you should do is that the external country you are selecting should be a different country typically when you are applying for this prime postdoc. So let's now go through some of the details. So essentially you start with a 12-month period outside Germany, and then you are supposed to spend 6-month period inside Germany. This is known as the reintegration phase of the person. Now essentially the German university will administer the salary during this entire period. This fellowship essentially starts out in May, so it should be there at this time, and the deadline is in August. So let's look at some examples of how you can use this fellowship. Maybe right now you are somebody who is finished his PhD in Spain and you are applying to this fellowship. So you can think of spending the 12 month in a different European Union country such as say the Netherlands, and then at the end of this 12-month stint you can think of going back to Germany and spend 6 months there at the institution. So now, as with all these fellowships from DAAD or Humboldt, the biggest issue is going to be finding a host university in Germany, and also you need to find a host university outside Germany in some foreign country with respect to Germany. So you need to write a project proposal, you need to give all the documents such as your CV and other details of your publications and so on. So essentially what's the difference between this postdoc and let's say the Humboldt postdoc? One of the reasons is that the postdoc here is for people who see their long-term career in Germany, and you may in fact have to sign some paperwork that this is your long-term aim here. So this postdoc is actually being used to solicit foreign researchers to come to Germany and build their career there. Now you should have completed your PhD with very good results. So I would expect very good results would mean that the PhD should have good reviews, and hopefully there will be a good set of journal publications coming out of this PhD. So that is certainly going to bolster the case of any PhD. Remember that the best way to judge a PhD is through some papers which have come out of this work, or sometimes people also write a book which comes out of this work. Now in reality this fellowship actually becomes a 1 plus 12 plus 5 scheme, because when you start this fellowship you are supposed to spend 1 month in Germany, and this is the 1 month which is spent there trying to familiarize yourself with the German host university and try to become a part of the German social security system. So essentially do some paperwork, get some numbers and enter the German system. Then the next 12-month phase is spent in this foreign country with respect to Germany, doing the research there, and then you come back and spend 5 more months in Germany on the last phase of this fellowship. So that's 1 plus 12 plus 5, that's a total of 18 months which are funded for you. Now, what are some of the interesting things which come out of this fellowship? One is that I think it's got a pretty high competition rate. So essentially about 12% of the people will get selected, and also the fellowship is kind of flexible in terms of age. So one of the things which is mentioned here is that they really don't bother too much about age, they look more at the scientific age. So essentially if you have finished your PhD, you can apply for this fellowship, and the scientific age is defined as the time which is spent after your PhD. So that's something you need to keep in mind. So I think this is a fellowship which you can apply for pretty quickly after you have obtained your PhD here. So essentially what I would say is that this is certainly a very lucrative and well paying fellowship for those who are considering a long term position in Germany. So remember, many other fellowships are there where it's expected that you do some work in that country and then at the end of that time you go back to your home country. But this is a fellowship which is actually built for encouraging people to come to Germany, maybe spend some time outside Germany also. That will help them build global networks and also learn about the general system as far as the European Union type of research system is concerned. And then you can go back to Germany and hopefully you can continue in that same university there. So this is a very good postdoc for people who are seeking to go to Germany and get a high paying postdoc, and also for people in all fields. So unlike some of the other fellowships, it doesn't limit you to only the sciences or only the humanities or ask you explicitly for proposals on sustainability and so on, though that may always help the case, but you are free to choose any topic which you like based on your predilections. Now, of course, you are going to find that the problem of finding a host in Germany and a host outside Germany is going to be quite difficult. And as I mentioned in some of my other videos, this is a process which will take time. Be on the lookout at different conferences for researchers when you go there. When you do a literature survey, look out for people in Germany and different European countries who are working in your area. And if you find some people, for example, in Netherlands or in France or somewhere else, then you can essentially hook up with them, find a German host, and then propose this particular DAAD Prime fellowship. The professors don't have to pay any money from their personal grants for this. So essentially you are a free researcher for them, and if you show that you are able to publish some papers, they are always going to be very happy to welcome you to their lab. So that was my take on the DAAD Prime fellowship, and I hope you benefit from this video, and I will see you in a video sometime soon. See you then.